I'm gonna expose to you guys one of my guilty pleasures. Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey, they got me. I'll be watching Love Is Blind. I've watched every season. I watched Ultimatum. I unfortunately watched that trash Perfect Match. I hope they don't bring that back. But let's talk some Love Is Blind season 4. Let's do some predictions. Let's talk about where they are, and let's have let's have a conversation. Let's react. So I want to preface all this by saying I'm going based off what I see on the camera. Obviously, we don't know these people personally, so it's tough to really gauge who they really are, and they edit the show in a certain way to make certain people turn out to be certain things, certain storyline roles and all that. But from what I'm being shown, this is my opinion. All right, so we're gonna start with some positivity. These guys, Tiffany, Brett, no reason I can't see a reason so thus far as to why they say no at the altar. I think when you talk about they're a little older than the rest of the cast. They're both in their mid 30s. I feel like Tiffany has been swept off her feet. I feel like Brett has found his match. There's really no reason that I see him saying no. I get it. It's like a real quick time jump to a marriage for the show per se, but they have to say yes. There's no way. There's just I just don't see a. This is like I said, like the caption says here, a love story for the ages. It just is. It just when you hit it off that quickly, and I'm getting like, even though this is a black on black couple, I'm getting Cameron and damn, I forgot Shorty name. I'm sorry, but y'all know from I think season 1, who just hit it off in the pies, and they're still married to this day and having a great time. So I get those vibes from them too immediately. I think there's nothing to talk about here. These guys should be saying yes. If not, biggest upset of the year since Braun came back from down 3-1. All right, these guys are weird. This is weird. Kwame and Chelsea. I don't think Kwame likes Chelsea or loves Chelsea as much as Chelsea loves Kwame, which sucks because I think Chelsea's a great person from what I see. Back to the story. Now, like I said, Chelsea is a good person, but I just think Kwame, I think it's like, as it's already been exposed that he's been on other shows, Married at First Sight. Like, he didn't make it on, but he's been trying to do this type of show for a minute, and he finally gets on. So his motives are already in question, in my opinion. And then he's talking about all these things like, oh, it's gonna be harder on me than her because I gotta do this, and rightfully so in a sense, because I get it. He has probably the most life changing things to do as far as moving and from a city he's in and things of that nature. But when you talk about have to give up whatever bachelor life or other things, that's crazy to me. Like, that's just what comes with marriage. If you're ready for marriage or you're not. And then him talking about the mom situation, I get that that's pivotal because somebody that loves their mom, I would understand it'd be being tough to get married knowing you don't have the blessing of your parents. But at the same time, his brother even said on the phone, "You gotta do for you. If this is what you want to do, oops. If this is what you want to do, then do it. Why are you waiting on somebody else to give you that blessing?" He said his father is down for it. So you got one out of two. I get it, mom, son. It's a different dynamic, but same time, you gotta do for you. And I don't think he is. I think he's gonna use that as a cop out, and I think that's just gonna be the end of that. And I think Chelsea ends up heartbroken, and we see that's my prediction on that. I think Chelsea. I think this is a no. I think it's a no. I don't even think. It depends on who speaks first, but I'm pretty sure Kwame's is gonna be a no. Zach and Irina. I just want to briefly touch on this just because this is deserving. Irina was one of the worst people on this show ever. Ever. Insecurities just seeped out her face, seeped through her pores. She just oozed it, and she put that all on Zach, who didn't deserve that in the first place. So, shame on you, Irina. The real couple. Moving on. Zach and Bliss. Now, Zach and Bliss. This is another weird thing, not just because I think Zach is just weird. I don't know if this is not disclosed. I don't know if he has like a thing that's going on with him, you know, like as far as like like a neurodivergence kind of thing going on, but it just he just seems kind of off to me at sometimes. Like I just don't feel like I never see him blink. It's just weird, but I do think him and Bliss are compatible in some format. I don't know if it's love, as far as love in a marriage sense, but I do think they're compatible in the sense of they're both like, nerds, kind of geeky. So it's like they get each other on that level. I just have a hard time seeing them. Not that I want to envision them being like real life intimate, but like I just can't imagine like that for them. It just doesn't look like it fits. Like it just kind of still looks awkward, feels awkward. So I'm this is like the biggest question mark couple for me because I feel like Bliss, I don't know if she's 100% over the whole second option thing, even though I get Zach's a point where like he just chose wrong and it's weird because you don't see people and you don't know what you're going to get until you really meet them and blase, blase, blase. And he cut it off as soon as he could and, found Bliss immediately after. So that's, his saving grace there. But I can see how Bliss would still feel the way she does. So like I said, they're my biggest question mark because I really have no clue what they're going to do. This is another one that I don't really know what's gonna happen here either per se. I want to predict a no on behalf of Micah and Micah's end, and on behalf of Micah's end. I think Paul is ready. I think Micah's not. I think they've learned to grow and love each other, so that might change. I could be wrong, but I just feel like I don't like the way Micah submits to like her friend. I think her friend, you know, saying, it's just I don't know, stepping in like and don't get me wrong, I get it, it's a quick turnaround, but like they keep telling you, you wouldn't understand unless you gone through the experiment, which you didn't. So you have no right to really speak on what it is that, is what they're feeling. So I do think there's a no here. I don't know if it's on Michael or Paul. I'll be honest, but I don't see this going to actual marriage. I believe there's a no here. I just can't tell you. My prediction would be Micah, but it could be Paul as well. So we'll see. Now this Jackie and Marshall. Now this might be the most heartbreaking scenario because I feel like this happens so commonly, and I feel like this happens a lot with black men where we women ask, especially black women, ask black men to be these emotionally open, available people, and then they're themselves not ready to receive that properly on their end. We see in this, from what we saw, like I said, from what we saw, I'm only judging of what they show, what they edited, what they presented to us, that Marshall seems to treat Jackie like like a like a queen in a sense. Like, look, you are the light of my life right now. I'm doing what I can for you. I'm giving you your space. I'm giving you your time. I'm letting you do you. I'm acquiescing to you. And Jackie's done nothing but make it seem like he's been a burden to her. Like that was crazy to me. And like their rise and fall is like iconic for Love Is Blind. I haven't seen it. Like this is absolutely. There's just I just don't get it. It's because like Jackie's basically like mad when he tries to communicate with her, and I think that's just immaturity. That's all that is, just immaturity. Because they come from a situation where they come like for example, they go to the party and they come back and he's just trying to figure out, yo, where are we at? Their wedding's in 2 weeks. Where are we at? And she's like, I'm tired. I have work in the morning. I don't want to do this. Can we have like I'm asking you real questions and you're dodging them because she dodges questions at good times of the day. She dodges questions at nighttime. Like Marshall just wants an answers because he's feeling types of way because they've had back and forth at this point that have led him to believe maybe they're not on the same page for real. And I think he really loved her, and I don't think she loved him. And I think it says something really crazy about her that she likes Josh, who nobody else on the men's side seems to really be that cool with. Like, it seems like they were like cool in terms of like they tolerated Josh, but like I don't think anybody liked Josh for real, like as a friend. So the fact that she likes him, or they seem to be going together. As we saw, they released those um they released those that like clip of them at the baseball game together. It speaks volumes that the worst person in the room is who you like. You know what I'm saying? It speaks volumes, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I just think anybody, what we can learn from the situation is, as men, sometimes it's gonna be tough, even when you give them what they think they're asking for. Sometimes they're not ready to receive it, and that's just what it is. Especially as a black man, it just sucks. But yeah, that was the Love Is Blind prediction, reaction, review, whatever. Make sure you're subscribing, like the video, share the video with a friend, share your comments and thoughts in the comments. I'm there in the comments with y'all. Comment. I'm getting back to you. I want to have dialogue. I want to have discourse. I want to discuss. I want to hear your opinions of things you've noticed that I didn't see. So with that being said, we're out of here. Big dripper stand up in the ocean. Everybody trapping, we get lost. He ain't 4